Hi, my name is Dion Dietz, and this video is for Special Education SPED 500. Today is July 17th, 2024. So this video is a little bit about the special education IEP process for parents, what they should know and what they can do. Okay, so first of all, an IEP is an individualized education plan, and this is usually for students who are struggling a little bit in school and maybe they need some extra help to be successful. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is parent-student involvement. Parent involvement is extremely important in the IEP process because they are the ones that know their child the best. So they are able to give the the teacher background information on their student and allow the teacher to have an inside view of home life and what the student likes or dislikes and what some of the motivations are so that the teacher can best help the student be successful. Okay, a referral for special education, that can be done either by a teacher or by a parent. A lot of times teachers will notice a student struggling in their class and they may ask for an evaluation of the student to see if they need some additional services to be successful. But it can also be done by the parent, and I think a lot of parents don't know that. A parent can request an evaluation of their student at school. And an important thing to know also is that whether a teacher is requesting it or a parent is requesting it, there always needs to be parent consent. So a teacher cannot evaluate a student without that parent consent. So the parent needs to know what's going on. Okay. And so the evaluation is going to determine eligibility. And under the laws of IDEA, there are 13 different disabilities that would make them eligible. And I'm going to switch over to this other screen real quick so I can state those. Let me find that for you really quick. Okay, so some of those are autism, deafness, deaf or blindness, developmental delay, emotional disturbance, hearing impairment, intellectual disability, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, which would be physical, other health impairment, which is a little bit more general, specific learning disabilities, or speech and language impairment, or maybe even a traumatic brain injury. So there's quite a few different things that a student might be suffering from that they would qualify for special services under the laws of IDEA. Okay, the components of an IEP, there's a lot to it, and there's usually a team that will meet in order to put together an IEP or to make sure that the different components are used. So some of them, we need the initial evaluation. That's kind of like a baseline to see where the student is. And that's really important so that as we set goals, which is another part of the IEP, we can see if the student is making progress. And we are going to do that through data that is collected by either the general education teacher or the special education teacher, or maybe some other special services like speech or hearing, or maybe a psychologist, whatever is needed that is stated in the IEP. And that would also include any modifications that might be used for the student. So there are some students with autism in a class and they would have modifications like extra time to complete work, or they might wear earmuffs in the class because the noise is too much for them, or they might have special seating so that they can complete their work. So there's a lot of different things, and it always depends specifically on the student and what that student needs. Okay, and Another thing that's really important is ongoing communication. The special education teacher and the general education teacher needs to be sure that they're in constant communication with the parents, and we need to be sure that the goals are the same for home life and for school life so that the student can be as successful as they can be. So I hope this helps with all of the information. And one more thing I'd like to add is that all parents should be sure that they are educating themselves on what their rights are, and that they should be an advocate for their student.